So moving from the plurality method, let's talk about the Borda method for in selecting a candidate in an election. So we have a table here, and it says find the missing number of Borda points, and then identify the winning candidate. So we have the number of votes is 24. So candidate A got 43 Borda points. Candidate B got 52 Borda points. Candidate C, we don't know. Candidate D got 32 Borda points, and candidate E got 29 Borda points. So whoever gets the most Borda points wins, but we don't know how many points candidate C received. So what happens with the Borda count is we rank candidates and points are assigned by position. So this is going to reflect the overall preference, but can be influenced by strategic thinking, ranking, I should say. So anyway, the number of votes, if we look up here, we see there was 24 voters, so that's going to be 24. Now what happens is we have to figure out how many Borda points are available. So what we're doing is if since there's five candidates, the fifth place candidate doesn't get any points. The fourth place candidate gets 1 point. The third place candidate gets 2 points. The second place candidate gets 3 points, and then the first place candidate gets 4 points. So notice how we start at zero and we can't count up until we get to first place. So that's our distribution of our points per voter. Now the board of points altogether is we have to add these all together. So 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 4 plus 1 is 10, and plus 0 says is 10. So the total board of points assigned is going to be 10. But now what we got to do is determine the number of total points available. So what we do there is we multiply the number of voters times the board of points available, and that'll give us the total board of points available. Since we had 24 voters and there's 10 points out there on the board, if we multiply 24 times 10, that tells us that 240 board of points are going to be available. Now, we know that candidate A got 43, candidate B got 42. We don't know what candidate C got. We know what candidate D got 32. What we need to do now, though, is figure out how many total border points we have known. I'm just going to put this in my phone, and I'm just going to add those together. So let me pause for a second while I put this in my phone here. So I'm back. Wasn't that hard to put that in there? So the known totals, we add 43 plus 52 plus 32 plus 29, and that's going to give me this 156 points. But what we're trying to do is figure out what's the missing value. But remember, that has to equal the 240 total points. So how do we find the missing points? So to find the missing points, we got to figure out what can you add to 156 to get 240, or what we can do is go 240, take away this 156. So if we do that math, that looks like that's what, 44? Let me just double check myself. 240, take away 156. Oops, 84. Sorry about that. Yep, 84. So notice how I have to borrow here and make this a 3. This becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, but I got to borrow again. This makes this a 13. 13 minus 5 would be 8, so 84. So candidate C, the missing candidate, actually had 84 points. Did he have the most altogether? Looks like by far candidate C would have won because that's the most border points earned. So the winner would be then candidate C. So that would be how to do a voter method by using the the Borda method. Looks like this one also involves the board account, so we'll do this in a separate video.